Hello, everyone, and welcome to our New Year's Eve live recording. This is an unedited episode, or at least very lightly edited, so you will hear all of the noises and extra stuff that we usually remove. Sorry about that. And now for our reading. From Neil Gaiman's Journal by Neil Gaiman. I hope that in the new year to come you make mistakes. Glorious, amazing mistakes. Because if you are making mistakes, then you are making new things. Trying new things, learning, living, pushing yourself, changing your world. You're doing things you've never done before, and more importantly, you're doing something.
Before we get started, I want to share the coolest thing I have recently discovered, which I guess I've lived under a rock. But it's edible glitter, and when you put it in your whatever you're drinking, it makes this like I don't know whether it's like almost like just a sparkly magic looking drink. It's like something out of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So it is so cool.
It's fun. This is Dazzle Dust.
It's amazing.
It is
so
super,
I would
super fun.
highly recommend this for anyone for like holidays because it is so.
We're so behind.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fizz.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
To 2023
Clinky
and all of the books we read. Yay.
Clinks.
And to 2024.
Tink, I don't have glitter.
Yes.
A glitter is. This just blows my mind because you can just like watch it.
It's so pretty.
You get no glitter.
Yeah.
None for you because you're lame and not here.
Yeah, oh well.
Okay, how many books did everybody read this year? Do we know? Did you keep track?
I didn't, but it couldn't be more than like 8 or 9.
Oh, dear. Well,
I tried.
Back when West Virginia, what was it? Whatever, became a state, when we had the West Virginia Reads 150, you got prizes if you read 150 books. And I've been keeping track ever since. And this year was not a big year because I read some really thick books, you know. I read 78.
That's good.
That's good.
And that even counts children's books, but I didn't read that many that
you
time.
read them.
Yeah, and it was real cool because then I have my book, which is the title, by month, title, author, all that library kind of stuff, you know, plus the stars and downward pointing arrows, you know. Very, very few downward pointing arrows, but yeah, some really great stuff.
I'm going to blame mine on the fact that I didn't finish school until August. So I really only had like about...
Really?
Yeah, really. That's my excuse, and I'm
It's not
scared
an
to it.
Excuse that she had school.
Yeah.
You know what? You've slowed down since you started.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear
but how many books have I read this year? 91.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That is good.
91.
That's really good.
I've got 96. I might finish 97.
Yeah.
We might. I don't know yet.
If I finish the Emily Dickinson poetry book tonight, I'll have one more to go. One more.
Yep.
You know, I may get up to 80 or something.
Yeah.
I might get to 92.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if I had been able to finish one more murder bot, it would have maybe made it to 100. But my murder bots are now on hold, and I have to wait. It's rude.
Are they on Kindle Unlimited?
Yeah, but I want to listen because I love his voice.
Right? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I got 60.
Maybe
Wow.
I have 10. Maybe it's...
I think that's a good number. 'Cause, I mean, we have to count the books that we've read for the podcast. So
You've got more than, you know. And
I just don't keep track. I just don't keep track.
Well, see, you got to keep track. You have to have a book.
Yeah.
Which I don't. Does anybody else keep track with Goodreads? If you're in here, let us know and comment. I think. Are you watching our...
I do. Goodreads is being
I'm
really
going back
annoying.
and
Yeah,
forth.
my Goodreads is not loading, so I have my story graph up.
I finally got mine to load, and I'm
I
not
have my
closing it
story graph
out
up.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
I need my
Oh, wait.
book.
I should do this the right way.
That's fair. I was going to say, yeah,
If you guys send me your Storygraph links, I should be able to add in.
Judy says yes.
Share your screen.
Judy has Goodreads.
I can open
Judy has
ours,
Goodreads.
too.
Yay, Judy.
Here.
Hi, Judy.
Judy
Yes,
does
ma'am.
have a Goodreads,
Here's
and she
mine.
follows our podcast.
Yep. She's
Love her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me-
I'm still old school. I got a piece of paper and a pencil.
How do I share? This is me being
I'm more like that, yeah.
not a
Because so that if the
How do I?
Can you share a link to your profile? I don't know. This is my read books of this year. You can see all the different moods.
Sure.
I had 60 books,
Oh,
22,000
yeah. Okay,
pages.
I can't see that actually.
yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Yeah, my moods are way different. I'm trying to think here. I don't.
I haven't.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Use story-
Romance was up as high
I
as it
didn't
was.
use Storygraph this year.
One of the other thing.
Because I couldn't remember to go in there and add them,
Yeah.
and then I tried to re-import it, my Goodreads to Storygraph, and
you only do it
It
once,
did
I'm
everything
pretty sure.
twice.
it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't load. I don't know what's wrong with it, so I just gave up this
Oh,
year
wait
and
here.
figured I could start fresh next year.
I got it, Zach. So let me open Discord.
You got it?
I think, yeah.
I always got mad in grade school because they had, books read and they'd get stickers.
I'm looking at our
Lindsay.
behind the
And I
scenes.
never got as many stickers because I was reading on my age level. And people were going, my friend Sandy said, "Oh, no, you got to do this." Took me to the library and showed me the picture book section. I thought, that's cheating. I was just reading. Oh, well.
Yeah,
That's-
Lindsay says that she has a good reason. She's at 43 books for the year.
Ooh, nice.
So you beat Carla.
43 is not bad.
I will say, I
Put me
set
in the
my
weeds.
goal- I set my goal originally for 50, and I hit 50. I think what was it, Ariel? Like in June or July?
Really? Yeah, pretty early.
We did a lot of reading at the beginning of the year.
We really
and we
did.
really
Like,
did
I
slow
think
down at the middle.
My books in the year or whatever it was, that link that Zach sent us, it said that my highest month, I think, was either March or May. I want to say March,
Yeah.
but I had like 13 books that year.
Ooh, that's
month.
another thing, Zach. Maybe we can put up the that thing that you had us do, the end of the year books.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I
That's a
can
really
find
cool
it. It says
link.
59. Oh, it's 59 reviews because I didn't review the last one.
I've got to fill out the
right, let
form
me-
we have
Go back to the
Yeah.
grid here real
for
quick.
the monthly books.
Yeah.
Did you send me the thing?
Yeah, it's in Discord chat.
Let's see
Mine,
if I can
anyway.
see it. Yeah, let me see if I can look at it.
How do I?
It's currently reading, read recently. I think you can do view all,
I should have brought my.
and then filter. Can we do based on time?
I think so, yeah.
From that's original publication year. It doesn't look like it's got the same stats thing when I go to yours.
Oh, let me see if I can just do mine, and I'll send like a
Unfortunately.
screenshot, maybe.
That works. I can always just share that. Here's a list of the books.
I was trying
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
what's that thing called?
to figure out.
Oh,
how
what
to share
was it in our Reading Room Ruffians chat? Let me see if I can find that. Man, we have like 500 chats, don't we?
It's my
it's a
year
good
in books or
question.
something
Yeah,
like that.
it was. Yeah, myyearinbooks.com.
Yeah, you can copy paste your Goodreads review list and it'll work. So it's myyearinbooks.com.
It's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, when I click over there, it
I need
hides
to
it on the
re-update
screen.
mine since I've added new books, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I did mine already, but I think I've
Yep.
added 2 books since then.
I've added one, so it's pretty cool though.
Let me see here.
See if I can get. Is Goodreads working or is it just down right
it
now?
might just be down.
Because I can't copy paste.
I wonder
it.
if it's
Ah,
down
okay,
because
here we go,
everybody's
here we go.
doing stuff for the end of the
Maybe.
year.
I don't know. It's like end of the year. Get
I
your
mean-
books in now.
It is Amazon. You'd think they'd be a little bit better about
Well,
Well, of course it's Amazon.
okay.
The
I'm just
world
gonna
is
take a couple of
Amazon.
Screenshots here. Let me see here.
this. Okay.
Amazon.
Mhm.
All they are.
Yeah, if you send me your Goodreads thing, I can put it in here. So it's analyzing right now. No, see, it didn't. It's not going to update with the most recent stuff. Because I think it keeps a little database of everything you've read, and it doesn't
Yeah,
go back.
that's actually a pretty cool thing to look at. I love Storygraph. It's cool.
It is really cool. I
Whenever-
enjoyed having it. I just couldn't remember to go and update on
That
there.
was a really hard thing for me to get to, and they actually started this new thing where you can have you can set your own reading challenge like weekly or monthly to log in and like log your reading And you can set it for any amount of time. And I really got to the point where I was on Storygraph so inconsistently, so I set it to 1 minute every week. And I usually update at least one book in a week, so it worked out for me. So now I've got like an 8-week streak. Whoop, whoop. Okay, let me see. I'm going to send screenshots from my Storygraph into our Discord. Maybe.
Sounds good.
It's kind of a lot of them, but it's all of the stats.
This is the stats. You can do a download PNG thing on here, which is kind of neat.
Now, can everybody come in and find out how much you've read?
Yes. Yeah, you can.
If you kept a track on like Goodreads, yeah.
What about if the thought police come after you?
Well,
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in
I'm pretty
trouble.
sure they already know everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
they know what we're about, and apparently,
right.
I mean, we're not in jail yet. So
My
Okay.
deep dive was Bigfoot nights. You know, it's
if
like
nobody came for me after my smut month, I think I'm golden.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you can see it sort of maybe on here. 192% of your reading goal. That's kind of crazy.
That's my original 50.
Mostly
Yeah.
adventurous.
192%?
Mystery.
Yeah, because she set it for 50
Yeah.
and she read 96.
Yeah, but I thought 100%'s 100%.
Nope.
she almost doubled it.
Yep. Like I'm at 113% of my reading goal.
This feels
I
wrong.
could just
It
say I
says
was at 400% my
7,677
reading goal
pages.
because I didn't set one.
Not
so-
all of them are in pages. I think it just keeps it by like the original book length. And then I've also started, like, I've gotten Storygraph is easier to keep track of audiobooks versus print versus
have so much
digital.
There is a ton of glitter in the bottom of that.
Oh, you've actually done audiobooks
Yeah.
on here separately.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yes, there's just sugar sludge in the
I
bottom.
know there
Yeah.
is. It's like,
It's not as good for that.
838 hours.
Isn't that wild?
Mostly
And I'm listening to most of it at
medium
1.5
pace.
speed.
oh my gosh, I don't know how you guys do that.
1.75 speed.
I swear it sounds normal.
I do 2x when it's a really bad book or it's a really boring book. But yeah, no, you do that most of the time. Mostly fantasy, some young adult, almost no sci-fi. Look at that. Romance is more than
I
sci-fi.
don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk
Smut
about
month. A lot of Garth Nix, so
it. It was a lot
Martha
of Garth
Wells,
Nix.
Sarah J.
Martha
Maas. Oh
Wells
my
is
god, look at this.
Murderbot.
4 Sarah J. Maas.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
you've heard the new term romantasy.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
is
romantasy.
that's something, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They've had that for years. They just never bothered to give it a name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think here. What did I send that was in our signal chat too? My end of year thingamabobber. My year
Yeah.
in books.
Thingamabobber.
You know, the
Technical
year in books
term here,
thing.
guys.
I don't, you know.
Do we
I
need
mean,
to send that to you in Discord?
I don't even know.
If you can send it to me over Discord or over Signal.
Well,
doesn't
it's
matter. I
sent
can
in
do both.
Signal already, so
Discord is going to be easier for currently.
So what were you guys'
Sure.
favorite
I
books?
can get it.
oh my god.
Oh, we were going to do a top 5, weren't we?
I am not prepared.
Oh my gosh.
See, listen, I went through
No,
earlier.
in my defense, Goodreads was not loading for a long time for me, and I couldn't get.
See, all I had to do was pick the book up and bring it. And
That's
did I?
right,
No.
yeah.
Well, I forgot.
I'll be real honest. If I tried to carry 97 books, I don't think that I could.
No.
Right?
No.
Me either.
I went through and looked at all of the books that I've read this year, and a lot of them I felt like it has been like 3 years since I've read them.
Yeah, I don't remember reading some of these this year.
It's
like I
wild.
don't feel that it's accurate.
Yeah.
But
That's why I write them down now.
Yeah.
Because when you're old, you got like the old dudes with the westerns. They put their little brands on the
Oh my God,
inside.
that is the funniest. That is absolutely the funniest thing.
Well, you know,
Almost every Western book we have
yeah,
has like their initials or some kind of little mark, like they've branded that book.
yeah. That way they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
used to show them how to do that sometimes. Some of the old guys, because I can't remember. I said, "Oh, let me show you how, sir." You know, and you'd
Join the rest.
go
Oh,
around.
no.
Yeah,
You
but
guys cut out.
We're not there?
Why?
Weird.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You cut out briefly.
okay.
So, not big deal.
I thought it was just me.
All right, so no favorite books though of the year. I've got a few.
Okay.
I only gave out 11 5-stars this
Oh my
year.
God.
But one of them.
How?
What's that like?
Look at this.
It's
5
called being
stars, 5 stars,
persnickety.
5 stars.
One I want to highlight just because I just finished it like 2 days ago, I think, on the 28th, was A Wizard of Earthsea. Fantastic book.
Ursula Le Guin.
Short, fast.
Oh yeah,
Ursula K. Le Guin.
yeah. That's
Oh my God.
She's a master. Yeah.
You think it's going to be overhyped. It's not. It's just a fantastic book. Some people said it was boring. I don't actually even understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. Some people are stupid.
She said it, not us.
I'm sorry. But
We're not disagreeing. What?
yeah.
You guys are recording this, by the way.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Your
I hope so.
audio separately.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Just making sure.
Well, I do have a couple of favorites, and they're also the reason why I didn't read as many as usual. I got the American Library writings of Raymond Carver. Yeah, all the Philip Marlowe mysteries, and I've been into 40s detective stuff a bunch lately, and it was I had forgotten how good some of them were, and had forgotten how not so good some of them were, and it was very interesting. And then they had some of his essays. He was a bitter man, but it was really good. It's not Raymond. So my mind's gone. That's okay. Chandler.
How one?
Raymond Chandler.
I uninstall Goodreads and go to their website.
Stresses me out.
I do it all the time.
I know.
I do it all the time.
So, Carla, what did you read?
I think one of my favorites was Scythe because I didn't expect to like it.
Aha!
Was which one?
Scythe.
That was a fantastic
It
book.
was really good. It was good. But I didn't expect to like it because of the way it was described to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh, now I have to read this. And I really enjoyed it. It was really a totally different look on thing.
I read good books.
I think that's debatable sometimes.
I do.
I would agree. I think it's debatable sometimes.
Rude of you to think
No,
that. I
Scythe
don't.
was actually on my top 5 as
Here we
well.
go.
It was a fantastic book. I really did like it. It's like I think it was number 3 on my top 5. Number 2 was no, I'm not even gonna go there. We'll get there. Any other one?
I actually like Travis's book too, Steel Fated. I really enjoyed that one because probably because I watched him grow up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's
also,
also
I really
really
liked
good
the
book.
No, it's a good book,
story.
though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, if we Chase's book that he wrote.
Oh my gosh, that's another good one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Passing Tales of Death.
Can't wait for that to be published.
I cannot. And
Get
that was
on it,
so
Chase.
good. He was actually talking to me the other day
also good, yeah.
that he started writing another one. Right?
You better chill. I mean, not. But
And it's just in the planning stages, but it's supposed to be a psychological thriller.
Mm.
I'm pumped.
all right.
He was like, I knew.
Is this the one where he's going to trick me and it's a horror book?
Maybe.
I haven't forgotten, Chase.
I'll have
I
to
will be expecting it.
Susie, I'll have to hunt up my copy of that original draft and let you read it of his.
I have it. I have it actually at home.
Do you?
If you don't care to read it with my notes in it, I'll let you read it. It's so good.
Here we go. I finally got Storycraft to give me my books for 2023. Wow. What a silly thing.
I thought you just went to stats and it was just all there.
Well, probably. I don't use Storygraph very much just to log my books. That's pretty much it. My
I think I'm just going
favorite.
to switch basically
God,
completely over to that instead of Goodreads.
I don't know if I have just one favorite though. Like all of my favorites are going to be series, like the Deadly Education series, the Scholomance.
Nobody can have just one favorite.
I mean, probably. I mean, it's possible, but also,
it's not.
I've read so many books this year. I loved a lot of them. This was a really good year for books for me, and I love that because I don't always get that. I'm trying to think. Probably.
I don't know,
Yeah, The Deadly Education. Ooh, The Three Dark Crowns. We read that series. That was man.
That was so
Man, that was such a good series. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I read that. I don't think I read that this year. I read that last year. And you read it this year.
Yes, because I read it at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah. And I was like, you need to read this.
And then, let me see here. What else was a good series? Oh, I finished The Empire of Gold, which was one of my favorite series that I started here. I think we ordered it in like 2019, and it's called The City of Brass. And, it's so good.
I got it to load.
Oh, good for you.
I think I have the City of Brass.
It is
so
somewhere,
good.
like at home in your
Amazing.
physical copy.
That is a really, really, really good series.
Is it actually good?
Yes. Yes.
They're just lying to you because that's what they do.
It is. I really feel like it's on the cusp of like a YA versus an adult fiction because she's, I think, like 19 at the beginning of it, but by the end she's obviously older. But it's this girl who, she is an orphan and she's raised in, what is it, Egypt? Yes.
Yes, because she was born in Cairo or something.
Yes. Yeah, she's from Cairo. And she is raised by this, she calls him grandpa, kind of, but he's not related to her at all.
No.
And she is basically a con artist. Like, she's training to be a doctor or, a physicist. No, physician.
Practically the same
Here we
thing.
go, yeah.
Different thing. Different thing.
But she also makes money, kind of like, telling the future and doing,
she's a con woman.
Yeah. And she does, like, magical things for
It's
people.
amazing.
And she one day is doing a birthday party, isn't it, I think?
Yes.
And
yes.
she starts singing a song that she literally does not. She thinks she makes it up.
Yeah.
And it summons a djinn.
Hmm.
And basically from there, it just all hell breaks loose.
And I love him so much.
We love him. Yeah. He's such a butthead, but I do love him.
The djinn is a butthead?
Yes.
Yes. But
I see.
I love who she ends up with too.
Me too.
So
There's nothing. There's a lot of story. They're long books. There's
are
a lot
long.
in them.
I read City of Brass,
Mhm.
and then I waited 6 months to read the second one, and I had to go back and reread the first one because I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Because there's so much information.
But it's really good detail. Like, it paints such a nice picture. There's a lot of really in-depth magic, and it's kind of the magic and lore of Middle Eastern mythology and stuff like that. It's so cool. And all of the intertwinings and where they end up and how all of that works. It's a political scene. It's also, like, not, I guess. It's wild. It's so good. And all of the characters are really well thought out.
Yeah.
And each character, even though you don't get to meet all of them in depth throughout the whole, like, you meet them eventually, but, like, you still know them whenever you first meet them, and they just kind of all grow together. It's really, really nice.
And one of the best villains I think I've ever read are in those books.
Oh,
Really?
man.
Yes.
And there's actually, like, more than one villain. But
there is, but the last one, you love to hate her.
yes. Yeah.
She's a very good villain.
I really can't say enough. And so that's The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. And it's definitely one of my top favorite series of all time. So I got to finish that this year, and that was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you read the River Silver?
Oh, yeah, we did. We read the short stories, and we actually got that for the library, too.
Yeah, we have it at the library, but it's like kind of takes you back and finishes stories or gives you like backstories to the characters in the stories.
And then there's some stuff that goes forward, too, which is nice. So it's like, definitely read the series before you do that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because, she says, like, what has spoilers and what doesn't, but it's still nice to know, like, everything whenever you're going into it.
Yes. Okay, so one of my favorites would be the Murderbot series.
Oh,
I
would have never guessed
No,
that.
I know. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing these books on everybody. Okay. But no, I finally finished the newest one that just came out. And to watch Murderbot grow throughout this series is just amazing. Like, you can see how he's becoming more and more human-like, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And in this last book, he has an emotional crisis, I would say.
Don't tell me that.
It's definitely like there's something that's happened, and Murderbot narrates the story, right? So he's like talking and talking and talking, and then it goes redacted because he doesn't even want the people listening to the story to know what has happened. Yeah, eventually you find out, and he tells you what happened.
No,
but yeah, like the whole time you can tell he's like, "Oh, I effed this up. Oh, I screwed up again." And he's just like having like a whole crisis through this book. And I'm just like, my sweet baby, come here and I will hug you and make it all better.
Yeah.
But definitely read those. Those are by Martha Wells. And most of those books are shorter. I think there's 2 or 3 full-length books. Most of them would be considered novellas, I would say. But they're So good. You will love Murderbot and art.
Mm-hmm. I got really mad at Ariel.
I just thought about that.
Yeah. I'm not going to say which book or anything, but I got really mad at
she
Ariel.
was so excited. And she was like, oh my God, I love this person or I love this character.
And she didn't say anything, but I just saw her face and I was like, I swear to God, I will be so mad at you if anything happens. And she goes, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I was like,
I should have known. I should have known immediately because I just immediately loved this character immediately. I should have known because that's my life. Yeah, I got to the end of the book. Yeah, I'm not. It's not a spoiler because I was very vague here. You don't know which book I'm on, and I'm not telling you.
You don't know which character. You don't know which book. You don't know really what happens.
No,
but
you don't know anything.
Be on your toes.
Yeah, I finished the book and was like, Ariel, you're literally fired. She goes, why? I was like, I just finished this book, and she goes, oh.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, I was gonna order one of the books she had recommended, but now perhaps not.
I saw you scrolling on your phone. It's like she's hunting for something.
That's not going to happen. Yeah. Well, I did remember a favorite. It's The Monsters We Defy by Leslie Penelope, and it's about 1920s in Washington, D.C., and it's the African-American community, which was very separate at the time, but it's about a young woman that has a gift. But the trouble with getting these gifts is they also come with a trick. And her gift, which she doesn't even want to tell anybody, and I won't, but her trick was that she is sort of like a psychic, but nobody ever believes what they tell her.
Like a Cassandra.
Yes, exactly. And she meets other people that are trying to fight a demon. They call them the Enigmas. And it's really good. It's a lot of great characters, a little bit of history. No, thanks. Okay. And the research is good as far as the time period and the which drives me crazy when you're reading a book about, and they totally get something wrong on the time period, and I'm going, oh, don't they have editors? Don't they, fact checkers? But this is very good. It was recommended in the back of the city we become, the world we become. I
want to read that one. I'm still
those two. Yeah,
I just want to pause and say hi, Ange. Hello, Amy, and hello, Katrina. I don't know if you're still watching, but I saw that you were, and I'm watching you.
We're watching you.
You guys are allowed to
us.
type in the chat. You know that, and we might even respond.
Yes,
that'd be terrific.
Two of us are actually watching the comments.
But only if you're cool.
And said, this is really cool to watch. And then Savannah sent us a personal message and said that we were cracking her up.
Yeah. Yes. She also said, Savannah did comment and she said, Zach is correct. 5 stars are not candy. And we would both like to say that is false. Yeah. They are very much candy. And everybody,
they're not candy.
Everybody deserves candy, okay?
Yep.
This ain't Halloween.
It is
you don't
Halloween.
just giving this junk out.
Halloween.
Hey, hey, Valentine's Day stuff is already out in the So there's plenty of candy.
I saw it at Target the other day.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They had Halloween stuff not Halloween, Valentine's stuff at the Ripley Walmart.
Yes,
before Christmas.
Before Christmas.
Really,
Christmas.
I hadn't noticed. Yeah,
because they had these giant teddy bears, and I was like, I need one. They're like as big as me.
Well, it annoys me when they start ripping Christmas stuff down because the Yuletide goes till the January 6th.
That's right.
And it drives me nuts when people, it's because of all this commercialization. When the stores start early, everybody thinks they have to. No, they don't.
Yep, don't do it.
Just going to say.
Just wait until it's really time, and then they'll stop doing all of this nonsense.
Okay, so if you all have a favorite book you read this year, go ahead and put it in the comments, and we will judge you for it.
Probably, I mean, yeah, we will. But maybe not in a bad way.
Yeah,
okay?
it could be like, that was an amazing book. Yes.
Yeah.
Or I've never even heard of this, but,
we might add it to our list.
Yeah, we might.
We are book hoarders.
And then we might do a deep dive on it.
Ooh, yeah. Yes.
Or not.
That is still a thing.
I mean, or not.
Or not, yeah. But we guys want you to interact with us as much as possible because sometimes we don't know what to read next. And we love getting recommendations just as much as we love giving them. So
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I don't read the synopsis of books, and
She doesn't.
my TBR comes strictly from book covers or what people have suggested to me. So,
Ooh, Savannah says,
Ooh,
That's
Stolen
the way
Air
to
by
do it.
Holly
It's a
Black.
method.
Absolutely,
yeah.
I agree. It's
We
the best, and
love-
I judge you as correct.
That is the ultimate correct.
Yay!
That's also a really good series that we love by
Oh
Holly
my
Black.
gosh, yes. And I think the second one for that duology is coming out this year.
Yes.
And I need to reread the Cruel Prince trilogy and then Stolen Air
Yes.
because they're amazing. And
We love
Carden.
Carden.
Carden! It's an enemies to lovers trope. And Holly Black did it so well because she could have chose to use like a 500-year-old fae falling in love with this human. But instead, she chose a 19-year-old fae who didn't know what the heck he was doing, was a complete idiot. And the main character girl is pardon my language, she's a badass
She is.
who taught herself how to become a knight and how to sword fight. And, you know, is amazing.
I saw Holly Black in person.
Did you tell her we love her? No.
I
said it's
didn't.
Okay.
She wasn't a big deal back then.
Oh, no.
She's been a big deal to me since I was 16.
Well, I know, but you were probably less than that when I saw her. So
Love her. I have a book signed by her, and I thought it was the best thing in the entire world. I paid $25 on this
Who,
book.
Holly Black?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen Neil Gaiman twice.
Oh, Fairy Tale by Stephen King is very, very
Oh,
good.
he'd be really
Very
cool.
I
He
saw him
was
once.
cool.
Fairy Tale was very
We
good.
liked
I would love
Fairy
to
Tale a
meet
lot.
Neil Gaiman in person.
Oh, he was at the
Fairy Tale was
library. He
fantastic.
was.
die if I saw Neil Gaiman in person.
He's gorgeous,
He is. He really is.
I would die.
and he has this
Probably-
beautiful accent. And I just spit on my microphone.
It's yours anyway.
But yeah,
Make sure you mark that one as her. As soon as you get a cutie.
Susie's mine.
only.
that's right.
It's a different color, so we'll know.
Yeah.
She licked it.
is
It's
just a
hers.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be
Sorry
you.
about that.
Yeah, I'm the one that licks things.
Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
That was such a
That
good
was a
book.
very good
That
book.
was
Yeah, very, very good
that
book.
was not my favorite of hers.
Very good book.
Really?
No, my favorite of hers was Malibu
Rising.
Rising.
Yeah.
I started out with Daisy Jones in the
Yes.
6th, and that was really good. And I love the format of that with the, where it's like a video documentary, and it still had a lot of surprises. And the Madeline Hugo was okay, but for some reason I really liked the characters in the Malibu.
I haven't read that one yet, but I have that book.
I haven't read it. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is the only one I've read by her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if you want to
Yeah, ditto.
have your heart ripped out, you pick a book
I
by
don't.
her.
I don't want to do that.
But, I mean, she does really good at it.
This
No.
is why I
Really
read
good
Yeah.
horror
I like
books.
to
Yeah.
be happy.
Speaking of, I guess we
I
could really
don't
call
like
this.
to have
And it wasn't
feelings.
7.5 deaths of whoever they changed the.
Wasn't it Evelyn? It was Evelyn something.
Yeah, it was weird, which was a very interesting book.
I don't remember.
And I think they had to change it to 7.5 because of Evelyn Hugo's book, the Evelyn.
Savannah says the second book for Stolen Air comes out March 5th.
Love that.
And it's pre-ordered on her Audible, which means I also need to go pre-order it if I haven't done that.
Also, we want to say hi, Julia. Thank you for watching. Do you have a favorite book this year that you read or listened to?
We don't judge.
No. Because we
Except for
also
Carla.
listen.
Not to get too off
I'm
topic,
really
but
bad
my
about
gosh,
it.
my face looks so swollen.
My 10,
Your
books.
What are you off topic? I missed what you said. You was swollen.
My face.
Oh.
He had dental surgery.
I look like a chipmunk a little bit. I had surgery. Yeah. It's still swollen though. It's been since Monday.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
No, Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday, whatever it was.
Yeah. That's a shame. My Shingrix shot is all itchy too, so I know, TMI. Get your Shingrix shot, old people. Shingles are not fun.
Did I send you guys the picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wait, do you need shingle shots if you already had the chicken pox vaccine though?
That is the shingles pox. The chicken pox vaccine.
Well, I know it's the same thing. I'm just saying,
think
like, if you
if
had it when
you-
you were a child.
I thought if you had chicken pox...
It doesn't wear off, does it?
Well, not the shingles shot.
no
does it?
idea.
So I
really
don't
thought
know.
if you had chicken pox that you could get shingles later on.
You
But
can,
if
yes, you
you
can.
didn't have chicken pox as a child, then you don't get shingles.
Right, because the virus isn't in there.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is totally off topic, but
I'll be getting shingles.
I probably will too.
not
No,
me.
you won't.
I had
Not
the shots.
everybody. It's them.
Listen, my younger brother just had shingles this year, and he's Ariel's age.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was
You know
awful
what?
for him.
You know what? Remember, I was supposed to go get my chickenpox vaccine, and then I caught the chickenpox right
Yeah, like it was
beforehand.
like 48
chickenpox.
hours.
right before.
And my vaccine worked.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, back to books.
We also have The Haunting of Maddie Clare by Simone St. James, which I have only read 2 of her books, but every single time, my gosh, she writes amazing books.
She does very, very well.
The Haunting of Maddie St. Clair was so good. It did not disappoint. I could not put it down. And the original one that I read by her was The Book of Cold Cases, which I also could not put down. They are really well done ghost stories.
That sounds good.
Oh, so good. Highly recommend those.
Let's see, another good book.
If you guys like sci-fi, Hyperion, one of the best sci-fis I've ever
Yeah.
read. Fantastic book.
Okay.
It's a little difficult to get into sometimes.
Well,
but
see, sometimes the
very, very
best
good.
books
World building
are.
is fantastic.
I've had trouble getting in some of the new ones. Something, and the longer I read, the better it gets. I really like that when,
I don't know. I've been kind of hesitant about your sci-fi choices after the 3-body problem. That one was just like, wow.
Oh my God, the 3-body problem is so good.
No.
No, you didn't like the ending
I
of
did
the
not
third
like the ending.
book.
That's true.
Different.
That's true.
The first 2 books are fantastic.
Yeah, but it ended on such a horrible
Don't
note.
listen to her. Don't listen
Or
to her.
at least I thought it was a
They're
horrible
fantastic
note.
books. The Dark Forest is amazing. No, the ending of the 3rd book was stupid, and it shouldn't have been. It was just
Would
awful.
he just get tired and quit? Or-
No, it was even worse.
Is it more like a Game of Thrones where everybody dies?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way worse than that. It's way worse than that. It's not like Game of Thrones. Everybody dies who you liked. It's worse.
Oh dear.
It's like the only person who survived is the person you hate.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
it's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Well, has anybody? I found this at Walmart the other day
Oh my gosh.
Because-
I want to read
watch
those.
it.
so
because it's
bad.
got because anything that says books or library on it, I look for.
Yes.
And so far, which is not very far, it's pretty cute.
I think that's the second
That
one.
is-
This is the second one, yeah. Because the first one didn't say books or bookstore on it.
Yeah,
so
it has Legends and Lattes.
Legends and Lattes. So I don't know. Is she the same character?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a prequel. You're talking about Bookshops and Bone
Yes.
Dust, right?
So it's a prequel?
Yeah. So it's a prequel
Oh.
to Legends
Well,
and
good.
Lattes.
That way, I like that.
And it's set in a bookstore, I think, or a library. I
It's
can't
called
remember exactly.
Bookshops
I
and
think it's a
Bone
bookstore.
Dust. And of course, I got it because it had mythical creatures in a bookstore. And I thought, well, duh, that's the perfect book.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's really, so far, it's really cute, And as a matter of fact, while I was scrolling through Amazon the other day and it came up as in you might like, I'm glad I didn't hit it because I got it at Walmart. Because I had run out of my paperback, my pocketbook book, which is what I carry around,
Yep.
was done. And I needed to go to breakfast and I didn't have anything to read
Oh.
while I'm having breakfast. And I went, oh my God. So I went to Walmart first and ended up,
Well, you got lucky. And
I got lucky. And there are times when to Walmart I've gotten lucky.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I got all my, what's their face? Evelyn Hugo's and all those,
Mhm. Yeah, I have been wanting to read those.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know. I'd probably donate it. So,
I think I actually have them both on Kindle Unlimited. They're in my library, which is full.
Yeah. Do we want to hold this up to the camera?
Yeah, we can. I think
Because I think it's as cute as it can
I'm
be.
going to just hold it up here for a little bit because
Our delay,
how
yeah.
long our delay is.
Okay, so
It's like
what's that?
30 seconds or something.
there it is.
Oh, there we go.
Sci-fi book that's really good that we haven't released our deep dives on yet, but this is how we lose the Time War.
Yes.
We all read that.
That was a pretty good book, but
Don't even.
Don't-
Don't even.
it was-
Don't
you
even.
can't talk about it
don't
too
even
much.
5
Because
star.
it got
Yeah.
like,
It got 5 stars. It's amazing. And our deep dive it's, I think, our next 2 episodes
Yes.
that are coming out.
Yeah, next 2 episodes. The second one gets a little off track. But,
Well,
you know,
I mean,
It's
they're
us.
used to
It's us.
worse than normal, I would say.
Another one that I read that I really liked was The Cabin at the End of the Wood, at the End of the World.
that. Yeah.
And it's a Paul Tremblay book, which I was advised that he is very, very good at horror.
Were you misinformed?
He's not a bad writer, and maybe this was not the book to pick, but I would not consider it a horror book.
But you liked it.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. It was a very good book. It was a little gory, which I guess maybe that's where they're getting the horror from.
See, I think that might be it. Yeah.
But if you saw...
People consider those things. the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
all the
If you
time.
saw the movie Knock at the Cabin Door, I think is what it's called. It just came out like this year or last year.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah, that's what I got confused
Yeah.
with the 2 of them.
It's
Yeah.
based on that book.
Oh,
Knock at the Cabin.
But
Hmm.
I don't know. It's really good. It's I don't know, not pre-apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic, but
Apocalyptic.
but
Just
but-
apocalyptic.
I mean, but
it's happening then.
It's kind of like all 3. It's like
All of it.
It's get ready to start, and then it happens, and then it's like after. So it's the whole shebang wrapped up in one book.
Yeah.
We have this book at the library.
We do.
Yeah.
And it's currently checked out because
I checked it out for her.
yeah, on my card. And then it was overdue because I forgot I even had it. And I'm like, I don't remember checking this book out.
Yeah, she was like, "Did you check this out on my card?" And I was like, "I checked it out for you on your card."
And then guess what? It was on my table by the bed. So
did they call you?
no.
They do that to me,
They call me.
and I'm like, "Why are you calling me?"
No, they hand me the paper with this like
Yeah.
disgusted
Your door.
look. Yeah, I know, in their eye. It's like you should know better.
That's right. But sometimes we're the worst.
We
Yeah.
are. It's not even.
I've had them in the car before and can't remember to bring them in the
Yeah.
door.
Yep.
Mhm.
I will lay my keys on stuff to bring with me and just pick up my keys and go. And then I get here and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know why I haven't finished the Women of the CIA or whatever it is, which is really good.
Yeah.
But because I like that kind of thing too. And then Code Girls, which is about,
Yeah.
and I met a friend of mine was talking about her mother, and she saw something. Her mother was a code girl, but she never said anything about it,
Wow.
except she was talking about when she worked in Washington, D.C. in the war, and then she met her, and all this, and she goes, "Oh my God,
I love that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
That is cool.
yeah, it is cool." And she never mentioned it. Well, for the longest time until things, expired as far as wartime secrets and all, they couldn't say anything about it. It's like Bletchley Circle, which is,
Yeah.
yeah, really good.
So another one of my favorite series. You guys are all going to roll your eyes because we did it, but
Yep.
Kids of Deception.
Oh
And
my
I'm not
god!
sorry. All
The Smoochalize.
throwback. It was so good. You guys just only read book 1. I read all 3 of them, and they were so good. You guys have to. We have all of them, and I want everybody to read them, and I'm not sorry about it. I'm not. You must read it, or I will come after you with library fines.
It's okay. I'll
It
waive
is
the
I.
fees. It's okay.
You won't know who I give them to.
It's cheating. That's cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, do we want to talk about books that we did not like this year?
You said it was okay. It's not that you didn't like it.
It was.
You need to finish it. You need to finish it.
It was
Ow.
fine.
It was
fine.
good.
Nothing happened in the whole book. That's the
she
main
got
issue.
to be happy
Nothing
for a
happened in
lot
that
of the book,
entire
and
book.
you don't get to see that a lot. You don't get to see that a lot, and I just still think
I mean,
that
you're
is so
not
nice.
in the books you read. Maybe that's like a lot of books.
Well, you also read books where people are miserable, and you hate it.
I know, and
She
I hate
got to
those
be really
ones. I
happy
hate those
for a
ones.
while, and that's so nice.
I
Of
don't know,
course,
nothing
you didn't
happened
like
in that
it.
book, and they're trying to like make trick you out. Whatever.
Whatever.
Books I
So
hated
much
though.
glitter.
Neon Gods was absolute hot trash.
About Neon God.
It's like the first friggin' book, that and Whispering Dark at the very beginning of the year. What a way to start off the year wrong.
I forgot all about that.
That was a really bad one.
Those books were so awful. They were
I like
so
the
awful.
Whispering Dark. What was that one?
Where she could see
You
our
like the
ear.
Whispering Dark?
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah. Yeah, we did like that one.
We didn't
Boo
like
you.
him.
I hated that one. It was stupid because they had this really cool
You're
idea with this
stupid.
like the alternate dimension stuff, and then they never did anything with it. They had this awesome idea. You go to these other places, you find small differences in things, like the friggin' blue paint is slightly different, and then they don't. That's not even part of the book. Stupid
Good to know.
and dumb
Good to know.
and stupid.
It was a good book.
What's
What you're talking about?
Is
Not a good book. The Whispering Dark. Whispering Dark.
Whispering Dark? I'll mark that off the list.
It was good. It was actually good.
Good.
If it's on your TBR, remove it. Everybody's obnoxious in that book.
Okay.
It's stupid.
Okay, so let me just say that most of the books that I read in July are on my did not like read list. Specifically, the worst one was The Coven by Harper L. Woods. I'm so mad at that book still. I get it's irrational, I know, but oh my God, gross. Just gross. Stop it.
There's one series of books that I didn't finish that is actually on Savannah's TBR list. Or not TBR, but her demands list.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
she
yeah.
read them all. I read, I think, 3 of them. It's from the Mind FUCK series. It's about a girl who had some very traumatic things happen to her when she was younger. And I think, if I remember correctly, her brother died because traumatic things also happened to him, and he didn't make it. But so she has gone out of her way to do all these different things, and her best friend's helping her, and she's hunting down the men and killing them one by one. And it is very, very graphic.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah. And I like horror. I like messed up things, but I did not like these ones because, like, during this whole time that this is going on, she's sleeping with an FBI agent who's hunting her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
He's not a very good FBI agent. Dang.
I was like, and no, I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
I want to say hi to Dave Miller, who is joining us. Hi, Dave. Thank you for joining. Hope we're entertaining.
And if we're not, you're wrong.
I don't know that I buy
There
it.
was that series, and you bought the second one in hardback for about the FBI agents, and
I can't remember what it is.
yeah, I didn't like that whole series. No,
Oh, hold up, pause. I just saw a comment. Savannah agrees with me.
Well,
The main character was a simp.
she's agreed with you twice now, so obviously
Sorry,
she can't be trusted.
Yeah. I
Hey,
like Sims, personally.
I'm kidding.
You got good taste,
I'm
Savannah.
kidding.
Don't listen to these. Don't listen to
I
these
like
people.
Sims, and I have no shame about it.
Oh my God, I hate it.
well, speaking of hate, did anybody read the next to the last of the Pendergrast by Preston and Child?
No.
No.
Oh my God, where they've just gotten weirder and weirder. Not that that's bad, but it's to be continued because and it was bad enough when the giant mosquitoes attacked Savannah in the first book. And the one before that was where all these feet washed up in Florida, but that one was sort of a good one. But then now, Constance they've taken a time machine back to the time when her sister died to try to stop it, and she and Augusta are going after her, and it's just.
They stepped over the edge.
It's just I really like. I've read them forever, but they're getting weirder, and
Not in a good way.
Not in a good way, yeah. But I'm going to read the last one because I have to. Because it's
I get
just,
that.
You do. Yep.
you know, yeah,
They're like that sometimes.
yeah.
One book that I didn't like that I was kind of bummed about. Let me find it. My phone's getting ready to die. Okay, it's called Hollow by Brian Catling. I bought this book when I was at the beach with like a family vacation. And I was like, this sounds like a fever dream. It sounded really weird. The cover was really weird. I was all for that. I could not tell you what happened in that book.
Okay.
It switched perspectives so much.
Oh.
And so many different things were happening. I don't really know. Like at the end of the book, it all came together. It was tied up in a neat little bow with people dying. But I don't know what the point was. I have no idea. Not a clue. I gave it 3 stars.
What book was it?
It's called Hollow.
Hollow.
Yep, by Brian Catling.
I love books like that where they're just pointless the whole way through.
Yeah, I know a certain book like that. That somebody suggested. Shots fired.
Pyrenees a good book, guys. I don't care what she says. It's a good book.
See,
Lots of people really like
what
it.
I was talking about.
I didn't have a clue.
Even saying
I did not have a
clue. It was awful.
Okay, so I guess I'll talk about. No, I don't want to. I'm ashamed. I didn't. I liked it more than the Coven, but not near. Wow, my brain sometimes. I hate it. So there was Shadow Wolf and Shadow Bride.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The mud puppies. That's the next series, not this. Okay. Oh my god. We're off the rails again, guys. You're welcome.
That was a funny episode. That was a really funny episode.
You're so
Oh gosh, I don't get the hype for these books. I really don't like, and the fact that my brain literally would not stop until I read the series.
You always, well, that's like if something doesn't taste good, you keep going just to make sure something that it might taste better. The next bite would be better, and it never is. Never is.
Oh my god.
I read a book series like that. It was Visions in Silver or something like that. It's the same sort of thing. I was like, everybody says this book is so great, so I kept reading it. It's called The Others. It's by Anne Bishop.
Oh.
It's got really high ratings. I've read the whole trilogy, and it's just terrible every single time. I don't understand it.
It reminds me of ACOTAR.
I paid for those books. And I still just I was like, this is awful.
yeah.
I just think it's because I'm not a teenage girl.
It's like
I don't know.
us hate reading ACOTAR, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
that's
did.
a lot what it's like.
I don't know if
Yeah.
That
Grace is
was
still
not
in
this
here,
year, but
She'll be talking if she is.
Yeah. She may have left.
Savannah May could be like, they're talking trash about ACOTAR.
Yeah, she'll come running in.
She'll go tattle on us.
Believe you.
I can hear it now. I can hear her comments now. No, but and so then we went on to this was Mud Puppies. This was Dirty Wolf.
Oh, Mud Puppies. That's right. I remember you talking about
Dead.
this
Oh my
one.
god. This one. Okay, so the Wolf, Shadow Wolf, and Shadow Bride. Oh my god, that is by Kay Easton and Amanda Richardson. So if y'all love that stuff, listen, I'm sure you'll love it.
What stuff is it?
It's smut. It's like specifically it's wolf smut. So like alphas and betas and
That's like a whole thing. There's like a whole subgenre of these alpha beta nonsense things.
I don't get it, mainly because it's literally not even a real thing. But obviously werewolves aren't, but in general, the wolf hierarchy that they set up is not real. And so I don't get it. But personally,
It's not like animal porn or anything. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not personally. I'm not recommending them because I don't like smut.
I watched a comedian on. I don't know whether it was. Yes. Did I send it to you about the werewolves?
Doing acid.
Okay, this comedian was talking about when he was in college. Him and a bunch of his buddies are sitting in their dorm room and they had done acid. Okay, well, and somebody decided to put in a DVD of a werewolf movie. And they were watching a werewolf movie and they were tripping. And the one guy decided that because of the drugs and the werewolf movie that he was going to turn into a werewolf. So then they were all going to turn into werewolves. So they're like stripping off their clothes so they won't ruin them when they transform. And he was like, so somebody had to be responsible. So I called 911 because he was afraid that there would be 11 werewolves running all over the campus going to kill people. So he calls 911 and he's like, ma'am, it's like, we have done a lot of drugs and we're all going to be turning into werewolves, so you need to like help us. And she's like, honey, it's not even a full moon. Without
I love that woman.
Yes.
So they survived their werewolf.
Well, I mean,
I love that.
That was the funniest.
God, that's so funny.
so when they didn't transform anymore,
Yeah,
there
it wasn't
you
a full
go. There you
moon.
go.
it wasn't a full moon.
I can see a 911 operator in a college town.
Yep.
She
So he said she didn't even skip a beat. It was just like, honey, it's not even a full moon.
I'll keep track of that for sure.
That's right. Oh, that's
That was hysterical.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I thought about this book.
so funny. But the Dirty Wolf series,
Oh
there's like
my.
a lot of them, and I stopped reading finally. I was just like, I don't need any more. It's fine. Like, we're done. But this one is by AIDY Award, AIDY Award. And they're funny. Like, they're actually funny. But still, I don't get the draw. And a lot of the times I was just cringing. If I wasn't cringing, I was laughing. So like they got a higher rating than everything else I read that month, but it was tough. It was tough to get through it. And the fact that we still are so eat up about it is my favorite thing.
I am trying not to say something that will get us in trouble. About no, I can't even.
Can't even hint at
Well,
it.
I
So
think I
bad.
may have picked up on your thoughts.
What's-
It's like,
Well,
maybe it's better.
Do you know?
with work, yeah,
We'll talk after this.
yeah. Oh, because no.
Do you know if this is part of what they call the Omega verse?
We're in the Omega
You know
verse.
what? Actually, I think it might be. Like they say it's a thing. I think they do call it an Omega verse. I don't actually
Like
remember.
Alpha, Omega.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It might.
You guys should look up in the chat, or whoever is watching now or later. Look up Omega verse, and you'll see what the sort of stuff this is. I watched a breakdown video of it one time.
Wonder why they don't
Intense.
count the Alpha verse.
You mean there's a
Because I think the Alpha verse already
Oh, okay,
exists.
okay.
Thing.
there's a video about a myth, non-existent universe, or what is that?
I think it's just something where they put all of like the wolf smut, so that basically all of these tribes exist together, or packs. Packs.
Yeah, they'd be packs. Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, they're definitely called packs. They're not
No,
tribes.
I don't know what I'm thinking right now. Okay, we're just I'm trying.
There's alphas, betas, and
I've read
omegas.
like 50 something books before then, like between now and my alpha knowledge. So it's all gone. Like my brain held on to it long enough to be like, fine, we're done. We don't need any more.
Then I'm thinking about Offspring. Did they mention Offspring
They
in the
do,
book?
and they call them pups, even though they're literal human beings.
Okay.
I can't. I'm so sorry. Listen, if y'all love this, I'm great for you. Like, that is hilarious, and I love it. But also, sometimes I really don't get it. And that's great. You know, we're
Hard pass.
all allowed to
I don't
do
get it.
that.
Well, if you're going to read something like that, Blood and Chocolate is the best of one of those werewolf books. It's been a long time, and it starts in West Virginia, so you can't be.
Well, you know.
Now, the movie was absolutely ridiculous,
Yeah.
as they usually are. You know, But Blood and Chocolate, and I can't remember who wrote it. But the title is based on a quote by Herman Hesse. Hesse.
Oh my gosh, I've seen previews for this movie
No,
before.
don't tell you. No. The movie, no, but the book is good. You know, it's a young adult kind
This
of thing.
is the most, like, early 2000s I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Look at just there. I'm gonna put it on the stream here. You see this, guys? Look at
You know,
that.
actually, I don't think that we can see your screen.
Poorly photoshopped together. You'll see it on the live thing here in a second.
Oh, there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just clicked and took it. Yeah.
That's great. I am already. This would be like one of those Netflix 1-star movies, yeah?
Or, yeah.
Like
Zombie
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a 5.3 on IMDb, so that's not as bad as I
Yeah,
expected.
but the thing is, it has nothing to do with a really good book, other than the fact that there are werewolves in it. They didn't even put it in this country.
I thought it was somewhere else. I was trying to remember.
It's in Europe. You know,
Yeah,
there can be werewolves in Pittsburgh.
absolutely.
Mhm.
You know, there are werewolves in Pittsburgh, according to this book.
There was 11 on a college campus.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it was at.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, it's a good book, and it has a small West Virginia mention in it, where they had been for over 100 years. They had up in the mountains. They had a bed and breakfast and inn, and
Mhm.
but some of one night during the prom, some of the boys got frisky, and
Had to leave after that, huh?
yeah, the homecoming queen was never the same or alive.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
So they moved to Pittsburgh, and she meets one of the family meets this young man, and her family calls him the Meat Boy
Oh, my.
because that's pretty much what they. But it's a really good book.
You're really selling it. You're selling it.
I know. But it is. It's better than it sounds when I say it. You know. But, yeah.
You know, I get that. I can't ever review a book and y'all think it sounds good.
Well, and the thing is, I don't want to give away too much. So some of my best stuff
It's
is
funny because Ariel doesn't either, but usually she does anyway.
yeah.
She tries.
And then she claims she didn't
tries
spoil the
real
entire
hard.
book. She's like, oh no, this only happens in the first few
Yeah,
pages.
right. Well, that's
And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure this is 85% of the book. You talked for 20 minutes on the first few pages? No.
Read them. Read the books and tell me otherwise.
yeah. Yeah.
That's about the way I tried to describe Tucker and Dale versus Evil, that movie,
Man,
to somebody.
I love
It was
that.
like, everybody's dying and getting killed, and it's such a great. It's like, that just sounds so awful.
See? Science.
It's a
It
it's a
does.
suicide pact. man.
Everybody dies.
Not
But
everybody.
they don't.
I can't remember who survives in that movie. I haven't seen it in a long
Me either.
time.
It's not going to be on one.
It's a
It is
goofy movie,
it's
though.
funny.
It is a
It's
funny
just
one.
funny. The main ones make it.
Who's in it? Anybody
I don't
we
even
know?
remember who. I mean, it wasn't anybody like real famous that would stand out,
Okay.
or at least I hope not, because I don't remember.
Presumably Tucker and
Yeah,
Dale.
well, yeah.
Duh. Oh no, Alan Tudyk is in it. What do you mean you don't know?
I forgot.
Tucker is Alan Tudyk, who is like a super huge actor nowadays.
Well,
What do
probably
you-
not when that was made.
Who?
I mean, maybe not. Tucker Dale versus 2010. He was in A Knight's Tale and he was in Firefly.
Oh, okay.
In
I
2003?
thought he was in Firefly, but I thought, no, I'm just imagining.
He's the
Is that
pilot.
like a leaf on the
He's the
wind.
pilot in Firefly.
I can't see his face in my head.
No, it's the. Hold on. I'll look him up.
He's kind of got strawberry blonde hair.
Yeah, just look him up on
Yeah,
your phone.
my phone's on 4%.
You'd know him if you saw him.
You will know him.
He's
It's
well.
not. It's
You 100%
not Heath
will. You
Ledger.
saw A
It's-
Knight's Tale, right?
I don't. Where was he at?
Let me see.
What was he in that one?
Yeah.
He was the angry one.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
in Resident Alien.
He's like, I will fong
Yes,
you.
that's right. That's right.
He kept talking about
See,
fonging
if you
people,
said
whatever
that, I
that
would
means.
have got it right away.
Presumably,
Yeah.
like, beat him up.
Yeah.
Pain. Loss of pain.
Mhm.
It's called a lance. It's my favorite from that movie.
I love
Duh.
him in that movie. It's so good.
That's a fantastic
It is.
movie.
It really is.
races.
Oh, Firefly.
Yeah.
Are you sure not Serenity?
Well, it's the same.
Yeah, I know, because I
Same
love...
thing. Yeah, Firefly is the show.
Yeah, because I love them.
Ship
I
and movie.
love the movie.
Yeah.
I love them. But every
Never,
time
Grace. Never.
it kept flitting around on TV, and I could never find half of it.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, it was hard to keep up with because they
but,
did move it.
But who cares?
Well, they didn't advertise it either
No,
ever.
they just
so it was,
they just deep sixed the whole
They
thing. I mean, it was so good. You know. But
yeah, it was fantastic.
yeah, that movie was the last, and I knew enough about some of the episodes I could find, you know, to see the movie.
Yeah. It was a good movie. It was a good show. But yeah, Alan Tudyk was in it. So there you go. There's somebody big at least.
I forgot.
He was
I
big-ish
forgot,
back
yeah.
then because he was in. But the other people in it, Dale.
Well,
I
you
don't
got to
know.
start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so do you
Yeah, I don't recognize any of the other people.
think your year of reading was good or bad? Like, books wise?
I think mine was good.
Overall, I thought mine was
Yeah.
pretty good.
No.
I think
Pretty
mine
good.
was mediocre.
Hmm.
I gave out a lot of 5
I would say
stars.
it's not my best year.
But I don't feel like I had any books that I was like, oh my god, this is it.
I had a lot.
I had 2 or 3
Like
that.
the Society of Gentlewomen or something like that.
That was last year.
No, it was beginning of this year.
for you, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, that was good. God, those were. I want to know when is she going to come out with another
I
one?
don't know.
Because it just
So far, she just has the 3, and I haven't heard anything about anything else.
yeah.
Those ones were good. Murderbot was good.
Bless
Stolen
you.
Air was good. And finishing Serafina was good. But the rest of them are just kind of like, eh. I mean, they were good, but
books.
they weren't like,
You better go back and change all your
Fantastic.
5 stars then.
I will not.
Yeah. You can't be giving something that's like, it was good, it's fine, and I gave it 5 stars.
That is exactly what I do. And you can just suck it.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't have to make
Does
sense.
not make sense.
I'm beautiful.
She's right, though. I don't like. Well, I'm gonna say
Whatever.
one of my other favorite series that I read this year was The House Witch. I've talked about it 5 million times, and I'm not sorry. It's so good. I want everyone to read this one.
What's your Murderbot?
This
So
is
I
my
have been
murder
reading
bot,
that
but
one.
there are only 3 books, but she does have spin-offs, so I'm
And those
getting
books are this thick.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they're kind of long books. So I've been reading those
Do you
books.
like them?
And, or at least the first one.
It's so funny.
I like the story and I like the setting. The author has this tendency, I don't know why she does this, but over and over again, she'll use the same word like 10 or 15 times in a very short burst. And it drives me up the wall when she does it. Doesn't happen all the
Yeah.
time, but like one time she said it instantly, like 5 or 6 times in a paragraph. I'm like, why are you doing
Is
this?
she using it as a
Not everything happens
as a
instantly.
stylistic thing,
Yeah, probably.
or just not?
Or just like an ADHD word fixation for 5 minutes.
That seems like what it is. It's like you get she needs like a proofreader to come back through and be like, no, you shouldn't be using instantly 15 times here. You're the narrator. Just don't do it. But aside from that, I like this. I like the world and
It's
stuff.
so
It's pretty
much fun. It's also very wholesome. I don't know if you're gonna get to it, like before the. Well, we'll talk about it whenever you get there. But like, I loved these books so much. They're so much fun and really wholesome. And I read them kind of close together, so I don't actually remember when certain things happen. So I don't want to ruin it. But the wholesomeness.
So no werewolf porn or anything.
No. This guy, because the House Witch is about a male witch, and he is called a house witch, and he gets his strength from making his home a safe place, and he does like all sorts of. He's a very great chef, very amazing chef, and he gets a job working for the king in this world, and it kind of just goes off from there. And it's very funny, very great. Loved it.
His name's not Dobby, is it?
No. His name is.
That sounds hell.
Oh God, yeah. But I read a lot of really good books this year, and I read a lot more series than I did standalone books. But most of the standalone books that I read, Nettle and Bone by Tink Kingfisher, that was a fantastic one. We loved that one. And then I did fall into, after I got out of my smut, I went straight for just rom-coms. And I guess I never left. We're just staying there. Because House Witch is technically a cozy romantic comedy or something like that. I don't know. But
I think my issue with my books this year is I'm chasing something.
yeah.
And I don't know what it is I'm chasing, and I have yet to find the book that I'm chasing. So, like you said, Nettle and Bone, that is a good book.
Mhm.
I gave it 5 stars. It was really good, but
Not the book.
it's not it.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but that was not it.
Maybe you need to come to rom-coms with me.
I thought about trying smut.
No.
My deep dive is going to
Don't
be
do
in
it.
Nora Roberts.
Not worth it.
So there you go.
I don't like romances.
That's February, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be. I'm going to try to do Born in Fire.
Did I talk about this one
I don't know.
in a book chat?
Oh my gosh.
Born
you know
in
how
Fire.
many ads I get for that right now?
It's a lot, right?
Yeah,
It
it's
like
a
blew
lot.
up right after I read it.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I
You're
don't know if I talked
trendsetter.
about this. I know, right? I don't know if I've talked about this in a book chat yet. So if I have, no, I haven't. I finished a book. When did I finished it December 5th. So maybe we did, but anyway, it's called Butcher and Blackbird. Absolutely hilarious, and I loved it.
Who
Every
wrote
minute
it?
of it? It's called Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver, and it is called a dark romantic comedy. It is very dark, and there is some romance, but it's not really until the end. And so the rest of it, you just get to focus on all of the murder, and it's great. Like, okay, so the 2 main characters are both serial killers, and
Oh,
they
that's a
meet-
real good feel good
and
thing.
it's, you know, you'd be surprised.
I thought you were into rom-coms and like happy
No,
stuff.
this is called a dark romantic comedy. Thank you.
Murder
for
can be
listening.
happy.
Yeah, yeah, it can be. And they both only kill
You guys
other
are
serial
cool.
killers. And so they meet by happenstance,
Oh.
and they picked the same person to murder. And the woman gets
cute.
caught. Yeah.
That is actually really cute.
yeah, it is. She gets caught by this guy, like, as she kills him, and he comes across the scene and, like, lets her out, but she's like, I don't trust you for being here. This is, like, a mass murderer's place, says the mass murderer. It's just, the whole thing is funny. I
Oh,
listened to it, and I think that they have ruined me for, like, multicast narrations at this point because they did it so well. How they interact with each other. They would be talking about, like, I would say, oh, Ariel and I are having this discussion, and then she laughs, and then Ariel's character laughed, and it just kept going.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was, like, really happening.
Almost like a radio play.
Yeah, and so it was so nice, and I want to listen to multicast narrations like that only, please, thank you, from now on. Like, you set the bar.
Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe that's the book.
It is, I think. It's so good. I loved it. I loved it. Oh my God.
I'll have to read it and report back.
I really liked it because it really was a lot of the murder, and, you know, their back and forth was really great. And then, you know, like, whatever. It's a romantic comedy. Okay. It's a romantic comedy. We all know they get together. But, and that's whenever all, like, the smutty stuff happens. But it's really not even like the rest of the book. It's just, you know, a couple of chapters maybe, and then you don't hear about it anymore. It's great.
Yeah, I just realized while you were talking.
Hmm.
I never finished Kingdom of the Wicked or whatever it was.
Rude of you.
That trilogy.
Rude of you.
I read the first 2. I didn't read the third
He
one.
made it into his own little
Yeah.
duology.
I forgot about it, to be perfectly honest.
I like how she was going to spend all of this year finishing series.
Hey, I did finish some.
Well, sometimes they never stop, though.
Yeah.
You know,
I finished some.
they're still writing Nancy Drew.
Or sometimes there's like 20 years between
Mm-hmm.
the 5th and the 6th book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's one I keep waiting for.
Yeah.
Is the Esther Diamond series, which is a mystery series about she's an actress in New York, and her first one was called Disappearing Nightly because she was this understudy for this woman in this magic act show, and the girl gets into the box and never comes out. And she ends up meeting a guy that's like, guy that has a bookstore, of course. And he's like 700 years old. And she runs into a lot of stuff and she's got books like Doppelgangster and Vampirazzi. So I'll take
that.
They're great. They're great. And she quit with Miss Fortune Cookie, as far as I can tell.
Weird.
And it's fun. It's a great mystery, supernatural, urban fantasy series. And I don't know if she'll ever finish it. But she could be dead. Like sometimes
It happens.
those authors just keel right over. I could have slapped Louis L'Amour because all our old guys wanted Louis L'Amour. Well, he quit writing, so
And they still look for him.
yeah, I know they do. Thank God he was prolific. And so not like porno westerns like Long Arm or. Oh dear! Don't get me started. Yeah. That's a euphemism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to challenge you guys to a reading thing. I will double my reading list if you guys can double yours.
No.
It's not a competition.
No.
It's not a competition. Well, yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it?
But it's not. So
Mine was only 10.
Last year I set my reading challenge, my reading goal for 50, and I got to 80. And so I was like, I think last year was a fluke. I'm just going to keep it at 50. And now I'm almost at 100, and I'm like, I'm going to set it for 50 again because I don't believe myself.
See, last year I set my goal.
I like saying mine at 52.
I set my goal at 70, and I got to 80.
Mm-hmm.
So this year I set it to 80, and I'm at 91.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try 20.
So, but
It's a good place to start.
but I think
It's not like you don't have anything else to do.
I know. I know.
because I think I am going to set mine at a lower number this time because I am in school.
Yeah. I didn't read for the longest time. And I think a lot of college students and older, like people that go from high school reading a lot to going to school to doing the rest of life just fall out of reading for a while. And whenever I first got back into reading, I could barely read a book a month. And so like that was what I set for myself was I just want to read 12 books. I want to read my book club books. And that's what I did. Like if I just read my book club book every single month, I'll be good. And I think the first year I did it, I barely got to 12. And then the next year I got to 24. And it's just gone up from there. And especially once I started listening to audiobooks, that helped a lot.
Those are game changers.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, they
That
are.
helps a lot,
Because, I can now like do stuff while I'm listening to a book, especially driving. Oh my gosh, whenever I started listening to them, I was driving an hour a day, like home and to work and back, whatever. And I was also working 7 days a week. And so it was like, I was in the car constantly, like not doing anything. And, I listen to music, but audiobooks just, I don't know. It's a lot.
It's so much better to listen to audiobooks. Plus, you can get through a book every couple of weeks that way if you're just doing an hour on your commute.
Yeah.
Yep. I listened to a lot when I worked for the census.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm listening to The Soul of an Octopus right now because it's going to be my nonfiction deep dive.
For that.
It's really good. It's really makes you really think about consciousness.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already went through the trees, but now we're on to animals.
Yeah.
But it's just really it'll be a good one. It'll be a good one to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, they don't live that long.
I know,
always
it's
thought that
kinda
they
sad.
lived a lot longer.
It's kind of sad.
I think.
Did you guys read Remarkably Bright Creatures?
No.
Mm-mm.
I heard it sucked.
Well, that octopus and that one. What? Oh, it didn't suck. It wasn't great.
Oh,
but it
man,
didn't suck. But the main character there is one of them is an octopus, and he lives to be 4.
Oh, that's a
maybe?
long time.
Yeah, it was a long time for that one. For this giant octopus, it only lived to be 4. It was wild. I thought they lived way longer because they're so smart. And stuff.
You know what? It's probably a good thing that they don't because they really might take over the world.
Yeah. For real.
I would be okay with it, I think, probably.
Actually, you guys were talking about a book a month. So Chantel and I did this thing that is really fun. We got each other one book per month for all of next year. They're all wrapped up on the bookshelves, and each month you open up that one book and you have to read it that month.
I
Isn't that
want
fun?
to smack both of you.
Why?
Isn't that
Do
fun?
you know how bad I have wanted someone to do that for me?
Let's go.
I'm a punch you. You're
Yeah,
in next week.
We can do it.
I've got them all on my
Both of
bookshelf
you are
right now.
in next week. Just be aware. Just be watching.
She's
Waiting.
coming for y'all. I'm scared for you.
And you know what? I ain't taking the rings off.
Yeah, so looking forward to that this year.
So what's your goal for next year, Suzy, on books? Maybe.
Well, I do want to beat 80 because this, I think, is one of the lowest, you know, but then I'm not reading children's books.
Yeah.
You know, and I really probably shouldn't care. And I read some that were like 1,000 pages.
Those take a while.
Yeah. And then I read anthologies, and now I'm not sure, should I break this? I've got the Mammoth Book of Adventures, and in it, it has some whole novels. Do I count the Mammoth Book of Adventure stories?
I think I would count the individual novels.
Because some of them are stories and some of them are novels. Or should I just add Tarzan the Terrible as later? You know, it's hard.
I would count the whole book itself, and then each of the book, like the actual books that are inside of it, would count as a book as well. Because it is a book of stories, so like that counts.
Yeah,
one book.
that's sort of because I've read several of those. Some of them are really good.
Yeah,
I love those. There's Mammoth Book of Girl Detective, Women Detective. I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like anthologies. I've read several good short story books.
Yeah.
I look forward to every year to the best mystery stories of whatever. And there's also the best sci-fi and the best fantasy. And those are good anthologies of the really top stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like those. So.
I like that.
Yeah. And I read a lot of nonfiction. Does anybody else read nonfiction?
I do.
Okay.
We actually,
I do, but not as much.
I do like that we do that.
I kind of prefer it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Speaking of which, I just opened my Amazon order today.
The Last Days of the Dinosaurs. That sounds good.
Just in time for Jurassic Genius.
That's right. That's right. By Riley Black, who's a very prominent science writer. And I was reading that, and I was going through it, and I thought it starts just before the Big Bang, and then it's like an hour later, a day later, and
oh wow,
millions of years later, and it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it will be sad.
You know, but I saw her on Nova the other day. Talking about the Arctic dinosaurs, because I'm into dinosaurs quite a bit. We have that excellent dinosaur encyclopedia here, by the way.
Yes.
Which I really hated returning. But so that, and we had that Dr. Cream, that good true crime one.
Oh, yeah.
Where the guy killed people with strychnine, which is incredibly awful.
Yeah.
Which leads me to
That's pretty bad.
Mr. Mercedes, which I'm reading right now. I'm into all of Stephen King's crime stories, and it's very good, very scary, you know. But if the dog or the kids die, I am quitting it. I hate it when they kill the critter.
I think actually Judy said that was one of her books for this year was Mr. Mercedes.
Yeah. It is. So far, it's pretty good. There's one that's coming out that's features a character from it on a separate book. He's done several on this, and I thought, ooh, that looks good.
I think that's always fun. Was when you know a character from one book, and then you find another book with that same character in it.
Yeah.
And even when they're not series, it's like I like that.
Yeah.
No, like the crossovers, shared universe type
Yeah.
things. What's his name? Brandon Sanderson does that a lot with some of his characters. Like there's one who shows up in everyone. His name's Hoyd. In all of his books.
Okay.
It's the same guy every single time.
Well, that's like Carl Hyacint's ones in Florida. There's that the guy that's crazy that shows up every time. That's just fantastic. No matter who the hero is or whatever, he's there. You know, he's there. So.
Or with Stephen King, he's got the shine in a bunch of his books. Not a character per se, but it's the same thing that happened.
Well, it was
with different manifestations.
Yeah, well, Billy Summers, which is the one I read and realized how good, they go to Colorado on the run, the people in the book, and they're up in the middle of Colorado, and they look across the valley, and there's the ruins of an old hotel that had burnt down. And some people see the full hotel and some people don't occasionally. And you're thinking,
Is it significant if they do see it, the whole thing?
No,
okay,
it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
He doesn't make a big deal of it because this isn't a supernatural book.
Okay.
Except there's a little cabin that Billy Summers is writing in, and there's a picture on the wall that somebody have drawn of topiary figures, a lion and some things. And when he looks at it, it looks like they're coming closer every time.
Oh, that would be scary.
Yeah, but it, but Billy Summers, I got to admit, is a really, really good book by him.
We will not take back any Akatar hate.
Is it Grace?
She's like, I'm back.
We will not.
Nope.
Also, Judy.
I was just reading this.
I was just gonna say, Judy said Holly was amazing. I don't know.
Well, see, I don't want to read Holly till I read the other. Yeah. Because in the back of Billy Summers, they had a blurb for Holly.
Mm-hmm.
And then they talked about her. She's being in these other books.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll read them first.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad somebody agrees because that's good to know. It sounded good.
There was a show she was in recently. Stephen King's Holly.
Oh yeah.
It was called. Hold on a second. The Outsider.
Don't know.
That's a book he wrote.
Well,
Yeah, The Outsider. It's the Outsider TV series based on the book, obviously, and Holly is in it. I'm saying.
Well, another series that is annoying to me because they stopped. Also, the fact that the television show Reeked was the Midnight Texas books. By
what was that called?
Well, there was Midnight Texas and then Crossroads by
Charlene Harris.
Charlene Harris, yeah. It takes place in the same universe as the Suki Stackhouse, and there's a slight bit of overlap.
Yeah. I do know those books.
And they were great books. I really enjoyed listening to them, too. And then I got all excited because they were going to do them on television. They totally changed the characters and made them just... and now she's quit the books and novels, and they were fantastic. But I was really, really mad at the TV series.
I didn't like it. I think I watched, a season or two of it, and then that was as far as I got. But it
wasn't very long.
I ate up those freaking books.
Oh, I do too.
I never read the books. I didn't know it was a book series until I saw the show. Yeah, and I did like the show, but I didn't read the books.
No, you wouldn't have. Yeah, if you hadn't read the books, but the characters in the books were so good.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you, the audio versions were great.
Yeah,
especially the cat.
I think I would like to read them though. It's been a long time.
Well, there's only been 3.
Really?
What is it?
Why did I feel like maybe it's the Midnight Texas? That one's longer, isn't it?
Well, there are 3 in that series.
Suki Stackhouse, there's a lot.
Well, Suki Stackhouse is totally different. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of those, and I read them for a while, and then sometimes you think you get tired of them. That Gunny Rose, I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough. I keep reading them. That's a new series she's got that's interesting. About the United States splitting apart in the 1920s, and there's a part of it called Dixie, and a part called New England, in the U.S., and the Holy Russian Empire has taken over the California coast.
Wow!
And there's relatives of Rasputin running around. It's just who was a.
Aye, comrades.
Be on the watch.
The West is taking over.
Be on the watch, Zach.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think whenever we were still talking about Stephen King.
Yeah.
Chantel said The Outsider. Was there a show made into that? Was that during the show discussion?
Yeah, I think that's what we
Okay.
were just talking about.
And then Grace says that the Sookie Stackhouse books became repetitive after like 10, book 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, after book 10 books in, it starts becoming repetitive. That's not too
Yeah,
bad.
no.
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like them though. I read
Well,
them.
it's the same thing with like Animorphs was like that after
Yeah.
a while.
I still need to read those.
Yeah.
I've never read those.
I read those when I was.
I
so many
watched
people say
The
they're amazing.
show when we were little with Zach, and I never got past the show.
show
I
was
never got
pretty
past that
bad.
show. The weird slug
The
thingies.
show was pretty bad. I did
When I was.
at K.A. Applegate. I read a bunch of those. They were okay. After like the first several, very cool. First several books were very cool, but after like I don't know, maybe 8, they start getting like this feels very samey all the time.
That's not too bad.
No,
We are kind of spoiled with Jim Butcher, though.
I was getting ready to say, but what Dresden?
Oh my god, yes, his stuff fire the whole way. It just keeps
It
getting
does.
better.
It does.
He needs to get on releasing new books for Dresden.
I mean, I know people
not
say it
for
peaks
his
with
other
changes.
series.
I do want to read his other series.
I eventually want to get there.
Which
but-
one?
So the Calderon books are
I
pretty
like
good.
them.
The new stuff, the Aeronaut Windless, is the first book wasn't great. It was okay. I haven't read the second book yet, but like I mean, that's generally his thing. The first book or two kind of but then he gets his stride and it's way better. Like the same thing with the Calderon books or the Dresden Files books. The first couple books are okay. They're just not as good as the rest of them.
I had not read them when I discovered the TV show, and I really enjoyed
Oh, I
it.
love the TV show too.
You
I
know,
want to find that. I would like to watch it.
For what?
Dresden.
the Dresden Files.
Dresden Files?
Prime or something.
Oh my god. I rewatched
I love that.
Oh, it's really
It's
bad.
wonderful.
It's a
I
a
like
cult
Paul Blackthorne,
classic.
the main character, the
Oh,
dude
see,
who plays
that's
Harry
all I
Dresden.
watch.
He's
I mean, it's like I don't care what else is going on.
I mean,
I like
he's
his
fantastic.
voice.
The rest of it is awful.
Bob looked really good too.
I liked Bob.
No, he's great.
And I think I actually used pictures of Bob, like from the TV show, to make the Bob that I made for Minicon.
See, I like I like that actor,
Mhm.
and so I like Bob.
Yeah. See, I never have gotten to
Yeah,
watch
Bob
that
was
yet.
cool and
I loved it.
Harry was cool.
The same voice.
But-
It's not the same person, but
Yeah.
the voice is so similar.
To James. Yeah. Listen,
James Marsters, yeah.
I love that man.
Oh my god.
I got to catch up on those. I've fallen way behind.
Yeah,
Well, it hurts.
it does. But
So
you
just
Okay. No, so, Grace brought up the Iron Druid book. So I read,
oh yeah, I've read those.
I think 4
I've read
of
them all.
those.
Are those the ones
I
with the
felt
dogs
like
that I can't?
They
Yeah.
did get kind of
Yeah.
samey after
Yeah.
a while.
I like the first 2 or 3.
Oh, the dog's voice in the audiobook is god
loved
awful.
it.
I cannot. I listened to a short story and I was like, I will never read these because I cannot stand.
Just
this
physically
voice.
read them.
I would have
Yeah.
to. There's no way I could listen to that. I
I
would
think-
rip my own eardrums out of my head. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that bad.
I
many
read
of these
those
books I read?
first. I think there are.
It's like a bad
7 or
Scooby-Doo.
8.
Oh, it's so bad.
I don't know. It just kind of sounds like what I feel like a dog would sound
No, it
like.
sounds awful.
Like a
That's the
doofy
issue.
dog. I love it. But
Let's
I
see here. I did like the setting of the Iron Druid books. They're fantastic, and like most of the characters are really great. The dog he's fun if you don't have to listen to him.
My favorite part of those is instead of having the angel and the devil on his shoulders, it was Spock and Kirk.
yes,
Oh my gosh. I thought that was hilarious.
Those were fun. Yeah.
hilarious.
they were very fun books, and we actually. So Grace and I, actually all of us in our chat, were talking about we want something Dresden-like because we are obviously severely missing Dresden.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, people always say the Iron Druid Chronicles is one of the ones you
and
should
it was, yeah, it was
read.
recommended. Like what I think Grace Googled it. I like a list of them, and I picked those up and I read them all. And I liked them a lot. It was a lot less high stakes because he is so much more. He's older. First of all, he's like centuries old, and so he knows his power. He knows his limits. He knows what he can and cannot do. Whereas Harry is a baby essentially, and really coming into his powers.
Mhm.
And so it was a lot nicer. I didn't stress nearly as much because I knew he knew what he was doing and he knew like where to go. So that was nice.
Yeah, it's a lot more chill
It
of a
is.
book series
But
by
it's
comparison.
similar in the sarcasm and wit. And I do think, though, personally, I think Iron Druid is a little bit more douchey. I still loved him, but I was told whenever I started reading these in the Jim Butcher group that we're in that I wouldn't like what happened to him at the end. And I disagree with that. Like, I don't...
Here you get what was coming.
I think so, yeah. I think so, personally. Like, it was...
I love to see karma handed out.
It was appropriate. Like, it wasn't... I didn't think it was too... And how it was set up, I don't think it's that bad. Like, I personally didn't... Yeah. I was told I would hate that. And just... That person is not listening to this podcast, I don't think, but...
Grace surprisingly agrees with all your comments.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very... It's a good, fun series, and you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. And a lot of the things that happen are hilarious. And I won't go too much into it because Zach hasn't finished them, but they're really good. They are fun. And I do recommend them.
There's the Eric Carter series, apparently.
The what?
Rivers of London. I'm looking at other things that are recommended by people. Eric Carter series by Stephen Blackmore. I've heard of those. Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich. The October Day series by Shannon McGuire. The Laundry Files by Charles Stross. I have no idea what that is.
That's my life right now.
This is from the Dresden Files subreddit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I just checked. The Esther Diamond series are by Laura Resnick, who's written those kind of things. And she's really good, but I'm hoping she's either going to not write some more or not be dead. Because they're not listing, because it says 7 of 7, because the last one is called Abracadaver.
Oh, no.
I love the titles.
I love titles like that.
Yeah. And Poltergeist.
That's hilarious.
So
I love that.
Yeah. They're a lot of fun. Interesting characters.
All right.
And romance. A little romance.
I like a little bit.
I do.
I don't mind it whenever it's not horribly
whole
done.
Story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want the whole
It doesn't
story
need to be the
romance.
focus. Like, it's fine.
And I like the tension.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's why I like Enemies to Lovers.
I don't like Enemies to
love
Lovers. I
it.
think it's
I
so
love the
lame.
idea
They're never
of
enemies,
somebody
hardly.
You know
hating
what?
me so much
In the
and
Cruel
still
Prince
falling in
series,
love
they
with me.
really are.
Like, I am that amazing that you still love me. Yes. I will brainwash you.
No, I don't know. I really don't like it to be the focus, mainly because it's done poorly so
It
often.
really truly is, yes.
And it doesn't even, not even just smut either. Like, just romance
smut's the
in
worst.
general. Like, you get to some romance books, and it's like, you have a really badass lady character, and then she meets a man, and she's suddenly stupid, and she no longer knows how to exist on her own. It's like, stop
hate
that. Stop it.
That makes me angry.
I don't get it. But, whatever.
Yeah.
To each their own.
It happens a lot.
Mhm.
Speaking of romance books, I was reading through the description of Born in Fire. And just this, it's so goofy.
Well, I didn't expect it to be like high literature. It's just a fun book, It's just a fun book.
Okay, we are actually at like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go ahead and wrap it up?
Probably.
I got laundry I got to go pick
Yeah.
up. Because I am the laundry files.
So, we didn't do an opening or anything like that for this episode. So I want to go ahead and when this goes onto our actual podcast feed, I want to thank you guys for joining us. And you won't get a fun opener like we normally do. Sorry about it. But this is like kind of a special one. We just wanted everybody to interact with us. And so if you have anything you want to add to our conversation and you're listening to the podcast itself, you can email us at our Reading Room Ruffians email, which is readingroomruffians@gmail.com. You can also find our Facebook group, which is Reading Room Ruffian Podcast. You can also follow our Facebook page, which is just you search Jackson County Public Library -JCPL. And
We have Instagrams for both the
We
library and the Reading Room Ruffians.
yeah.
And if you get a choice, it's West Virginia, Jackson County.
Yes.
There's tons of Jackson County.
Yes. So usually we try to make everything as much as possible the handle for our stuff at WVJCO Library. So when in doubt, you can search that and hopefully find us.
Yep.
We have a TikTok there as well. Yeah. So that should be about it for us, I think. I want to thank you guys for joining us on the live. We enjoyed seeing all of your comments as we discussed stuff. And Akotar is still bad. Sorry, Grace. Love you.
Hopefully you all enjoyed watching us cackle in real life.
Yeah. So
Happy New Year.
Unedited
Yeah,
cackles.
Unedited cackles.
Zach's dismay is large.
Oh, well. And I'm not going to edit this when we
Yeah,
put it
no,
up.
it's
So
going
it's just
up.
going to
You guys
be
get it all
raw,
as it happened.
unfiltered.
And thank you for asking me to join you.
Absolutely. We love
we love having you
Suzy.
here.
I like being here.
All right.
So I guess Happy New Year.
Happy New
New
Year.
Year.
Yes. And again, thank you for joining us. And we're going to go ahead and sign off. But before we do, only the best libraries have librarians who don't shush you.
Oh, man, if I was ready, I would have, queued up the song. But I didn't.
Oh, that would be. Well,
We can wait a minute.
add that in. I guess.
Wait, I think I have it. Hold on a second. 1 second. I've got it.
Wait a minute. He's got it.
Oh,
No, I can do this.
Can you? Can you though? And this is truly what actually happens with our podcast. We just edit all this out.
we do.
Yeah.
I thought he had the song.
I thought he did too, but he's a failure.
I do have a song. It's not playing.
Oh.
Oh, it's because I'm recording a different one. Okay, I'm gonna stop my recording, and then I'm gonna start it.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Tell us what. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.